if you actually know what is not you, the moment you know what is not you, you are liberated. Even if you live with them, you are liberated. Even if you live with your body and mind, after knowing you are not body and mind, you will not be a slave. Please understand, slavery, the word slave can be used only as long as anything goes against your will. After knowing the body and mind, even if you live with the body and mind, you are not slave. You are not slave. Let me tell you a small story from a life of a great sage, Greek sage, Diogenes. It's a great enlightened master. One day, a group of warriors, they wanted to arrest him and sell him in the slave market. He used to be so graceful. They thought, if we can capture him and sell him in the slave market, we will get a good money. We will get a lot of money. They prepared some 5-6 guys with all the weapons, with all the preparation. They are approaching him to attack. I don't know, it is attacking us now. Hey, what's happening? This group of people, they go and try to attack him. They were surprised. If he has responded, naturally, they wouldn't have felt surprised. It is usual. They went with all the preparation to capture him. They were shocked, surprised because he did not attack them. He just kept quiet. And he said, what do you want? He's asking like a master. These 4-5 guys, they felt a little shy. One guy said, we wanted to capture you and sell you in the slave market. Arey, for that, you could have told me straight away. Why are you waiting half an hour, standing there, making all the plans and talking, doing all those things? Come, put the handcuff. Where is your handcuff? Take it out from the bag. Put it. These guys are shocked. They are taken aback. First time they are seeing a man who is ordering to put the handcuff. He is speaking like a master. He says, put the handcuff. Still, why are you waiting? You could have told me directly, I would have come. Why are you still waiting? And finally, somehow they took out the handcuff and put in his hand. And then the other end they put in their hand. They tied in their hands. He said, fool, don't you believe me? I am myself telling you to put the handcuff. Why are you tying with your hand? Come, let's go. Where you want to sell me, take. But be very clear, don't run away from me. Don't run away from me. This people who have caught him, they are now little frightened. They are not able to understand what is going on. They are not able to understand what is happening. And slowly, they started feeling small. Diogenes says, fools, I know the knack or the technique of freedom. I have already experienced the tremendous inner freedom. So I know nothing can bind me. Try your best to play your game. Let us see where it leads. And he walks. And he walks on the road like a king. And these guys are walking like slaves. People are standing in the road. When they saw him, he said, they are all my slaves, they can't leave me. They are all my slaves, they can't leave me. One guy is asking, hey, you are only slave, we are not slave. He said, you see, don't tell I am your slave. Because even now, if you leave, I will run away. But now I am leaving you. Will you run away? Diogenes says, if you take this handcuff, I will run. But I am taking this handcuff, I am letting you all free. Will you run? You will not. You need something from me. Because of that, you are my slaves. I don't need anything from you. Because of that, I am not your slave. You may not have the handcuffs, but slavery is related to being, not related to body. Then they take him to the market. Straight away he walks to the table where the slaves are supposed to stand and the auction will start. He comes and stands. One guy shouts, "Here is the slave. If you want to bid, please come out. We are starting the auction. If you have enough money to bid for him, you are welcome to start the bidding." Suddenly Diogenes says, "Stop. Don't say, here is a slave. Tell, here is a master. And if you can afford to bid for him, come. If you have enough money to bid for him, come. You can take him." Of course, nobody dared to come and take him. And naturally, after 3 days, these guys, they felt, why unnecessarily feeding and taking care of him? And nobody is going to take him. Let us at least let him free. So automatically, they got frightened. And they thought, if we sit here continuously, at some point, he may sell us. And he may convince us and he may sell us. We don't know what this guy will do. And we don't know about him. So they left him and ran away. Of course, the story is a story, but the truth behind the story, the idea behind the story, as we understood, once you understand, you are not the body and mind, nothing can enslave you. You can never become a slave. Even slavery cannot enslave you. Slavery can enslave you as long as you are not ready to cooperate the slavery. Please understand, it's a very subtle point. If you understand you are beyond body and mind, if somebody tries to enslave you, you will not resist. When you don't resist, you will never be slave. Anything which goes against your will only can enslave you. Here, you are in a totally different space, you are totally different consciousness, and nothing can go against your will. And you will never have a will which can make you feel like a slave. And you will be just flowing with the river. You will be just flowing with the current. You will disappear into the divine. So nothing like slavery can happen to you. Your very consciousness will be beyond slavery. Your very being will be beyond slavery. And nothing can enslave you. That's the reason here Krishna teaches you the secret of understanding the body, mind and consciousness. Kshetra and Kshetrajna. In those days only, all this physical slavery existed. Now, psychological slavery. Understand, many ways we are living in a psychological slavery way. We are psychological slaves of many things. When something is advertised, straight away it goes and sits in your head. And within few days you do something and get money and spend for that. We live in psychological slavery world. The world in which we are psychological slaves. Once you understand the body and mind, you will go beyond the physical and psychological slaveries. You will be totally experiencing the consciousness of freedom. Amanitvam adambitvam ahimsa shantirarjavam Acharyo vasanam sausam stairyam atma vinigraha indriyarteshu vairagyam anahankara evacha janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanudarshanam asaktir anavishvanga puttradhara grihadishu nityancha samasittatvam ishtanishto bhavaddishu mayi chananya yogena bhakti ravya vicharini vivikta deshe vitvam aradirjana samsati adhyatmanyana nityatvam tattva jnanartha darshanam yeda jnanamidhi proktam jnanam yadatonyata. In these 5 slokas, beautifully Krishna gives the technique. See, till this sloka he is giving the intellectual idea. Now he gives the technique to realize. Now he is giving the technology to experience what he says. I call these 5 slokas as an inner science technology. To liberate your inner space. To liberate your inner space, he gives the inner science technology. Exact, precise technique to liberate yourself from the kshetra. How to liberate the consciousness from body-mind. How to bring body-mind under your control. You see, first thing, the moment you understand you are much powerful than body-mind, you are liberated from body-mind. Here he beautifully gives the technique of how to liberate yourself from mind, how to experience that consciousness.